get the opportunity to work with everybody really in our division, which probably one of the few people that have that opportunity. It's great because I get the opportunity to work with our field, our accounting department, and obviously everyone else in the office, estimating. So I get to put my, have an opportunity to work in all aspects and touch a little bit of everything, so it's neat. What I enjoy most working for Swinerton in my position, and probably always as an administrator, I really enjoy a support role. I enjoy being an administrator. I enjoy helping people, and that's, I guess, what I enjoy and what makes work to me enjoyable is helping people, and that's probably what I feel I excel at. Well, I hope I do. So that's what I really enjoy at Swinerton, having the opportunity. Many hobbies, too many hobbies. One of my main hobbies is, I'm really an outdoors person. My husband and I do a lot of mountain biking, hiking, into a new fad called geocaching. You'll have to Google that one. I really enjoy tropical fish. I do keep tropical fish at my home. That's certainly not my husband's hobby, although he does help me with that. I also like to sew. I've just taken up a new hobby of spinning wool. I think probably one of the things most people don't know about me is that I'm a former national archery champion. I have shot competitive archery for several years, although I haven't done it in a while. And my family, and obviously my husband and myself, my husband's also a national archery champion, and so is my mother-in-law. That's something probably a lot of people don't know about us. So we certainly are very involved in archery.
And we certainly wouldn't want to make you angry.
No. I can only shoot well, though, up to 40 yards. Anything beyond that's fair game.
I used to work for Swinerton maybe a couple years out of college, and I was here for about 3 years, and I decided that I wanted to go check out what it was like somewhere else. And I did 3 years at Senator Langston, and one day Jerry and I connected and tossed around the idea of coming back. And I really wanted to come back because once I had gone to see what it was like at another company, I realized that this is the place I wanted to be. And everything worked out, and so I've been back with Swinerton now for 3 years. It was a fun environment. We started out with a cast of characters, Bill Montgomery, a superintendent, old school guy, and Ross Camacho and Sergio Jarrington. What was cool was that everybody was sort of new. Bill was coming from LA, Ross was a new employee, and Sergio was a new employee. And I had been back for about a year at that time, but I'd already had Swinerton's culture. So I really wanted to see what I could do to get Sergio and Ross invested into Swinerton's culture. But it worked out. Everybody got along, and one thing Bill had told me from his many years in construction was that this was the first team that he had been on that really had no issues. I didn't stay in Palm Springs, but Sergio and Ross did, and there was nights where they'd be hanging out in their jacuzzi together, and I'd hear the stories the next day about all the interesting things that go on in Palm Springs. So don't watch this. So I was going to give you the answer that I like to work on the job, and in fact I really do. I like to do something on a project that I can say I did, weld something or paint something. But out of work, I like to, I've started to become an amateur off-road racer. I've done that in the past where I've raced quads.
Oh, four-wheel.
Four-wheel quads. And now I'm looking into like off-road trucks. I don't think NASCAR's in my future, but...
You don't think so?
I just do it for fun.
Yeah.
I more like enjoying going out to the desert, hanging out with family and friends, and drinking some beers.
Yeah.
The government had a shutdown, and during that shutdown, we were in the middle of this sort of political war between the Republicans and the Democrats, and they put the FAA in the middle, and they shut down the FAA's resources. What was cool was that Barbara Boxer and Mary Bono Mack came out to the job site. One's a congressman, one's a congresswoman, one's a senator. And it was interesting to hear both sides kind of propaganda their political sides, and we've got to meet both, and stood on stage next to Barbara Boxer while she answered questions about the project. So
I can say I'd be very proud of that, being recognized. I mean, it's always good to be recognized, and you never think you're going to get recognized while you're doing it, so this is a pleasant surprise. And I would say also that getting your job onto the forefront, that this was brought together, a passionate interview like this just brings it forward that, you know, we are very much different people. We were all brought up in different ways, and a lot of times we don't necessarily know how the other one's thinking. I mean, we learned all that while we were there, and we grew together. We developed a method of knowing how to get along with one another and get the job done. We took roles that didn't need to be specified, didn't need to be said. We just ended up learning this is really your role as well. There's extra things, extra hats you wear, and that's common. About working in construction is that you have, once again, you're building something that you see come to life. You see it on paper, and you're able to take that paper, put it together, you're able to step back, almost like an artist would at his painting, and say, that's what I had in mind. Yes, that's what it is. That's exactly the way it should come together. Along the way, there are changes that need to be made, but you know, when you step back and you see, yes, we are able to bring something to life in reality and be able to enjoy it, and that it can be used for the community, that it can be used for, you know, at this particular job, an air traffic control tower. That's huge. I was born in South America. At the age of 7, I came to the States and had to learn English. And even though I look white, one of the first things I end up doing on a job is letting people know 2 things. I know Spanish, so be careful what you say. And secondly, I use my Spanish not because I can't understand you, but because I would not like to lose my Spanish. So that's probably the main thing.